On my first day of graduate school at Brandeis University, I met the man who would become my ex-husband. When I walked into the biology department mixer, he was leaning against the couch, holding court with a few other students, a Heineken in his hand. He was in his third year of the graduate program, and he was gorgeous. Blue eyes, shaggy brown hair, close-cropped beard, and an irresistible air of confidence. As I pulled a beer from the cooler, he looked up and said, "Come join us." I couldn't believe he'd even noticed me. I was short and thin. At 21, I was still more girl than woman, and a good girl at that. In college, I had gone to parties, but never got drunk or used drugs. I had dated, but not seriously. I was book smart, but not sophisticated. I was a virgin. Maybe that's what attracted him. He saw what I was, soft clay, eager to yield to strong hands. All that fall, he wooed me. He took me out for drinks in Harvard Square. I had never been out for drinks anywhere. He took me to see the Boston City Ballet. He sent me red roses. I felt grown up and adored. He advised me on what labs I should work in. He told me I had a bright future, especially with his coaching. My lab mate Bill warned me. He can be a real asshole. When his experiments fail, he blames everyone else. I saw how he put others down, insisting his way was the right way, the only way. But from the depths of my insecurity, his brashness looked like self-assurance. I wanted that. I imagined a kind of relationship alchemy. As we spent time together, some of his confidence would transform me, and my niceness would transform him. We made out on his bed, but he never pressured me about sex. After only 4 months, he proposed. I said I thought it was too soon to make that kind of commitment. He said he would wait. I never thought anyone so handsome and accomplished would want to marry me. A few months later, I accepted his proposal. That night, we went all the way. Now I had completely committed to him. My parents traveled to Boston to meet his parents. As we sipped iced tea on the patio, he surprised me with a diamond engagement ring, a 1-carat stone with a flaw so large it was visible to my naked eye. Then he picked a fight with my mother when she praised my common sense. "Who wants common sense?" he said. "Uncommon sense is smarter." I was hurt and confused. He knew I was close to my mom. I worried that the alchemy wasn't working. But I told myself, he'll come around. We married exactly 1 year from the day we met. The morning of the wedding, I was getting ready when he called to say he did not want my mom and dad to come to the supper at his parents' house after the formal reception. This was insane. I knew he didn't like my mother, but did he expect me to disinvite them? I argued with him, but I was no match for his cruelty. I thought about calling off the wedding, but realized people would already be on their way to the church. It was too late to back out. I drank some scotch and called my parents. "I'm sorry," I said. I guess I misunderstood the tradition here in New England. The after party is only for the groom's family and friends." In 1 short year, I was becoming more like him. Not confident or self-assured, just an asshole. As time went by, it got harder to tolerate his meanness. He would tell me I was the next Marie Curie, and then scream at me if I didn't serve dinner on time. He would ask me to drive, then tell me when to change lanes. I couldn't do even the smallest things right. How am I supposed to hand the money to the toll taker when you put it in my palm, he said. Put it into my fingers. I would daydream about standing up for myself. Next time he complains about my driving, I'll pull over, get out, and walk away, even if we're on the interstate. But I had signed up for this, and good girls don't show their anger. So I kept trying to make it work. When I finished my PhD, I moved into an apartment in Boston for my postdoctoral fellowship, while he finished his at a lab on Cape Cod. The weekdays became me days. I felt competent and well-liked. My new colleagues treated me like an equal. The man at the deli where I got my bagel every morning flirted with me. I flirted back. Then the weekend came, when either I took the bus to the Cape or my husband drove up to Boston. As soon as we were together, he would complain about me. Why do I put up with his abuse? I asked my girlfriends. One of them recommended a therapist. In session after session, I told the psychologist how awful my husband was and how unhappy I was. One day she said, "A good way to feel better is to do something generous." What? Here I am dealing with this asshole every single day, and you want me to do something generous? Don't I get points just for living with? I stopped mid-thought. I said, I get it. In that moment, I knew why I stayed with him. I had let myself believe that putting up with this jerk was what made me a good person. But now I realized there was nothing virtuous about passively taking his shit. Still, I wanted to give him one more chance. Therapy had showed me where I'd gone too far in my desire to be nice. Maybe it could help him understand why he was so mean. I begged him to see the psychologist. He lasted 3 sessions. He said, "Only weaklings need therapy." I told him I thought it took strength to submit to self-examination. He said, "That is so stupid." His words landed like a slap. And then I felt completely calm. Suddenly it was clear. Either he really thought my ideas were stupid, or he was just putting me down again. Neither was acceptable anymore. Within a month, I was gone. I had gained the confidence and self-esteem I hoped for when we first met, but it wasn't magic, and I didn't get them from him.